where we live to multiply His movement. I'm Melissa Machenbacher, and this is a place we passionately pursue and proclaim Jesus. Today's monumental moment on the Fuel for the Harvest podcast is titled, A Walk Down Memory Lane. Do you ever find yourself daydreaming of days gone by? I can be overcome with nostalgia when I see rocking chairs or drive by front porches and see picket fences or taste fresh lemonade or smell fresh rose gardens or hear southern accents. It takes me back to my grandma's house. What a special lady Grandma Onley was. That was her middle name. Her first name was Myrtle. She was from a small town not too far from the Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia state lines on the western end of the Cumberland Gap. I remember as a young child longing to hear Grandma's stories. They were captivating. Life was hard, but there was always a hero in every story, and the hero was always Jesus. Grandma never forgot to make Jesus the center of every story. I sure miss Grandma, but I know that I'll see her again someday sitting at the feet of Jesus. I've loved and valued and respected the special wisdom that comes with silver hair and weathered hands. Okay, in all reality, there was a time that I didn't respect my parents' wisdom, but I eventually outgrew that. It's like the Farmers Insurance Company nailed it when they coined the slogan, "We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two." We have so much to learn from those who are further down the road in life than we are. Though it's been many years now since my grandparents have went to be with the Lord, I still have a sweet memory and so many stories that I carry with me. I had the honor and the privilege to take a senior saint to an eye appointment recently. She's a hero in the faith and a prayer warrior and an encourager, always exalting the name of Jesus. She listens well, she loves well, and she looks for ways to share Jesus with everyone, even at 95 years old and even after a recent stroke. Agnes Robertson is her name. Agnes and her husband Dave have been married for 71 years. They still honor and celebrate the work of God with everyone that they meet. You may have heard about Agnes for her fervent prayer or energetic personality, contagious smile, and God-honoring life. She's a living legend. Agnes never lacks God stories. Even in her 90s, she wrote a book, 10-Finger Prayer. The amazing true story of how an orphan became an overcomer. Get your hands on this if you can. It's a great read. As I sat at this eye appointment with Miss Agnes, waiting for her new eyeglass selection and fitting, I noticed something inspiring. She wasn't just getting her eyes examined. She saw far beyond that. Agnes, as always, remained kingdom-minded. Without missing a beat, she called the associate by her first name, Catherine, which was prominently displayed on her corporate name tag. Agnes started asking Catherine questions about how long she'd lived in the state and what brought her here and if she was married or had children and on and on. Agnes was genuinely interested in learning more about Catherine and her life. Encouraging Catherine in all the blessings that she has, Agnes began to share her story that she was an orphan and grew up in an orphanage, but God brought her through time and time again. She continued with such sincerity and conviction, I found myself leaning in from a table away to hear more as God was the centerpiece of the story. Agnes is a woman on mission. As a 95-year-old kingdom laborer, she's poised and ready for action, never missing an opportunity to share the good news of Jesus Christ. Here I was thinking I was simply taking someone to an afternoon eye appointment, but suddenly I found myself in tears in the middle of the store. Probably noticing some unusual sniffling close by, Catherine turned to me and asked, "Is this your grandmother?" I smiled and said, "No, but she's my spiritual grandmother, and I'll claim her as my grandmother." It was a moment that took me on a walk down memory lane with Grandma Onley. At 101 years old, still faithfully praying, reading her Bible daily, and telling nursing home assistants, roommates, Kentucky Fried Chicken cooks, and Ponderosa Steakhouse cashiers about how much God loved them. She didn't waste a moment. Psalm 92:12-15 says, "The righteous thrive like a palm tree and grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of the Lord, they thrive in the courts of our God. They will still bear fruit in old age, healthy and green, to declare, the Lord is just. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him." Do you have your own Grandma Agnes or Onley in your life? Who can you look to and watch and learn from to encourage you in your faith? There are heroes in the faith and spiritual giants around us who are still bearing healthy fruit, declaring, "The Lord is just. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness in him." Ask God to show you and glean all that you can from these heroes in the faith that are around you. How can you make monumental moments and live to multiply his movement today?